Hello and welcome to Project 1 eSports GT3 Championship round number 11 of the season. I'm your commentator, Jackie Prez, and we are here tonight from the beautiful Kyoto Raceway in Japan in Kyoto. So obviously round number 11 of season number 4, and we have got a championship that is hotting right up. We have got championship leader R11, possibility of high likelihood of wrapping up the championship tonight if he can do it in the first race, obviously if results go his way. Currently in position 2 in the Drivers' Championship is the Smeg, 484 points behind as we focus in here on R11, getting a little bit held up by Banana Cake Pie on his qualifying lap, so not exactly playing too nice at the moment, but that is Banana Cake Pie, so I guess we expect nothing less of the man. There have been a significant announcement made just today, actually, that we have got a brand new driver driving at FP Autosport, and that is, if I can find the man, here he is, honourably airborne, has got a full-time gig with FP Autosport, replacing Banana Josh, who has sensationally been... It's a mutual agreement between FP Autosport and himself to give up his seat, and that probably has the likelihood of having a knock-on effect for Season 5, which is coming up, as the driver market for that is very hotted, is heating right up. We have got 10 seats available at the moment, and pretty much most of these, if not all of these, current full-time drivers are locked in for next season. It's just a question of where they're heading to. So currently, as we have a look through your current order of qualifying, it is R11 currently on pole position at the moment. Blocky Rex, that BMW is fast. Talking to the Revo Satellite co-team owner, he's excited about his prospects for tonight. We do know that BMW is lightning fast. We know the car is lightning fast, and it is absolutely demonstrated that. Tonight I have doing some testing on it myself, and he improves, does a 33.9, an excellent lap from the Revo Satellite driver. Jamo, he's currently in third. Expect to see the big guns, not the big, you know what I'm thinking of, and here are the big guns. Curving Texas, the Smeg, Dynamite as well, you may as well classify him as a big gun. He's up into 5th. The American, KD 1997, he's up into 6th. Here they all come. Timmy Man, with a very nice lap indeed. Now, we have 10 points for pole position, and if R11 gets it, that is critical. This could mean the difference between them wrapping up the championship in race 1 or race 2. Permutations for race 1, if R11 gets pole position and the fastest lap and happens to win the race, this is the most simple one. The Smeg has to be 5th or better to make it go another race, but he would be counting on a massive turn of misfortune for R11 if he was to get, obviously end up with no points. That would mean the title would go on to the last round, provided there was 320 points. If it was less than 320, then the title fight goes on. If it's more than 320 by the end of tonight, then R11 is your Season 4 champion, and would get FP Autosport their first ever Drivers' Champion in their second season of competition. So we have a look at what you could say is the champion in waiting. Let's have a see if he goes for another lap. Let's just ride and enjoy this as Curving Texas goes within 0.06 of R11. Just enjoy the SLS. magnificent piece of machinery. He is looking to be a serious threat, and he's up. Didn't quite get that. Honourably airborne in the new FP Autosport, man. He's currently 4th, so FP Autosport looking to mount a late charge towards this team's championship, but Team Max Speed currently are your points leaders in the team's championship. And he's going even faster again. Does Ridwan. Hope my mic's fixed for you, Jamie, if you can. Hope you can hear me just fine, mate. No, you did comment that my mic was kind of quiet. I hope it's all fixed and all good for you, mate. Drop us a comment. Everyone watching, this could be a historic day in Project 1 GT. I can guarantee that. And by the way, Jamie, my nickname is not Prezzo. Let's just make that point very clear. And across the line, oh, Banana Cake by goes into 4th, and Ridwan will go even faster. He's 4 attempts, it's 4 more attempts up the road. Half a second between Ridwan and Curving Texas. That's going to be very difficult with these drivers setting on their last flying laps. Also, maybe they might get another one in if they're quick enough. Curving Texas will almost certainly get another one in as he touches the fence in true bottom 3 driver fashion. Jamo sets a very impressive time of 34 dead. So he goes he's inside the top 10. BKXI struggling just a little bit. As the Stone Tower as well. He's currently lagging in 14th. Candy Cane bringing up the rear. About a second or so off the Stone Tower, who is 2 seconds off the road, down the road rather, from Ridwan. As we'll stay with the Stone Tower for a lap here. SLS, not the best really in the corners, speaking with team principal, the Stone Tower today. Obviously over a number of issues really. Just first and foremost his driver lineup being a significant change. He did say, and I quote, "It is for the best that we don't have." Probably best that our relationship with Banana Josh did not continue, and he's excited to see what Airborne can bring in these final 2 rounds of the championship to hope and just maybe steal this team's championship. It'll be a very tall order. Even the Stone Tower, he may just need to pull his finger out here just ever so slightly. SLS also not very good, as I mentioned, just actually earlier, for that matter. Not the best in the corners, being described very much as a boat, as Blocky sets a 33.8. And that is qualifying done, as these drivers will complete their final laps. BK with a 33.1 goes up into 2nd. I just saw that. And Prying Stingray, he goes to the top. So Stingray has absolutely snatched a pole, and Prezzo, the Stone Tower rather, is down in 14th position. P14 for the Stone Tower. He is going to be absolutely filthy, as will Ridwan, who has, Prying Stingray has got 10 points off him. That makes the championship situation just a little bit different. And Banana Cake Pie comments with the Banana Cake Pie emoji. Good to see you actually tuning into the coverage, BCP. But Prying Stingray has snatched pole position off Ridwan. And Honourably Airborne goes into 4th, so the two of the FP Autosport boys running towards the front, and Prezzo is down the back. That is the worst thing he wanted. Absolutely not the best qualifying for him, maybe for his team, and now this will mean that the championship permutations just change ever so slightly. We will do the maths and have a quick update on where Ridwan, if Ridwan wins and gets fastest lap, where does the Smeg need to finish? Got to make that 41 point. So if the Smeg's 9th, then championship over. If the Smeg is 8th or better, he hangs on for now. As we get set for race 1, I also forgot to mention we are using the Super Sprint format, 3 equal length races. I'm not exactly sure, we do have one reverse grid thrown in for good measure. But as the revs will rise, the cars roar, let's get it, it's time to bring the action in Kyoto! Lights out, they're off, Stingray gets a good start, Ridwan also a very good start, as does the Spec. Airborne also a decent start, but Ridwan's going to take the prime position into turn 1. Flying Stingray drops into second, the Spec into third, Airborne in fourth, Curving Texas in fifth, BK in sixth, Dynamite in seventh, Tim Ant in eighth, Banana Cake Pie 9, Bodod rounds out your top 10. Then we've got Blocky, Jamo, the Stone Tower, Kane, and KD 1997 brings up the rear as they go hard under the brakes into a hairpin for the first, not really a hairpin, sweeping left-hander, Ridwan shuts the door there on Prying Stingray now. Can Stingray try and use the corner speed of that last turn as we have a car, couple wheels into dirt just there behind, I think that was Tim Ant. Hard under brakes into the chicane for the first time. Airborne, a very good start, and the Smaggle gets ever so out of the groove. That is not good for his championship hopes. A very good start for Airborne in his first full-time run. As it bottlenecks there, we did have a little moment there, and that is Tim Ant. That is Tim Ant. Tim Ant has ran wide, and that could have massive ramifications for the team's championship. Anyway, Airborne all drops a couple wheels in the dirt, but as we head into the hairpin, the final corner for the first time, it's Ridwan who leads the race, followed by Prying Stingray. Then we've got Honorably Airborne. Then you have Curving Texas, BKXI, Dynamite, the Spec, Banana Cake Pie, and Blocky rounds. Nope. Yep, Blocky. There's Blocky in 10th, the Stone Tower on 11th, Kane in 12th, Jamo 13th, KD he's in 14th, and bringing up the rear is Tim Ant on the medium tyres as well. As we go through the S's for the second time, a little side-by-side action between the teammates there. As Curving Texas just drops a couple wheels in the dirt, this will open the door up for the Kennedy Motorsport duo. They're gonna go, they're gonna pass him. Ooh, how will they do it? And that was Dynamite who got the position. BK couldn't quite get it off him, but now Dynamite does open. There's a slight gap there for BK to try and get. Can BK get him? He'll struggle. Oh, Banana Cake Pie sends it from a long way back. He does hang on to P8 from Bodod and Blocky. Here's the Smeg in 7th. Currently, this will be enough to take the fight, the championship fight, to the next race. He does need to stay out of trouble here. Ridwan, he's doing the best of staying out of trouble at the moment. He is leading. He has gapped Stingray by 0.8 of a second. So a very clean and methodical start there from Ridwan. He knows that this is his... He can absolutely gap this field and he can win this championship, this race. I'm not sure if he knows the exact permutations. He probably does. Every race driver knows exactly what they need to do to try and beat their competition, as Prying Stingray has picked up a 1 second penalty. Airborne first run, he's currently in 3rd. Then you've got Dynamite. Then you've got Curving Texas, BKXI, the Smeg, Banana Cake Pie, and Bodog goes side by side. A little bit of contact into turn 1. Former teammates, Bodog out of BCPRD. He had his out clause, left the team to just move into more of a commentary role and test drive for certain teams, and then the door opened with the departure of Lunacy to move into the Kennedy Motorsport outfit. Ooh, blocks the move from Blocky as Banana Cake Pie runs wide. This opens the door up for Blocky and Jamo. You got the Stone Tower, he's in 12th. KD is at 13th as he goes side by side with Candy Cane on the run down the hill. Hard on the brakes. And he does not. Candy Cane gets the job done. 2 Team Max Speed boys there struggling a bit. This is exactly what FP Autosport need if they're going to mount a charge for this championship. Stingray is just dropping a little bit back from Ridwan. Airborne, he's currently in 3rd. Fantastic start to this race. Dynamite, he's in 4th. Kennedy Motorsport still looking for their first win of the season. Curving Texas, he's in 5th. BK is in 6th. The Smeg's in 7th. And Bodod, he is in 8th. Banana Cake Pie in 9th. And Blocky in 10th. Prezzo has gotten past Jamo there, as we'll go with Curving Texas. Well, actually, no, we'll go with BK here. See what he can do on the back of Curving Texas. Going to turn 1. These cars sound fantastic. Fantastic racing here between these drivers. So we'll go have a look at how the Smeg's tracking. He is currently in P7. That is enough to take the fight to the next round, I do believe. So it's a 484 point gap between the two competitors. If it's 500, if it's 5-3-1, that's championship over for the Smeg, and pretty much everyone for that matter. It has become pretty much a 2-car fight for this championship, as we've got a 2-car fight here for P4 at the moment. Dynamite and BK, both men on the mediums, as is Airborne. And I should also bring up what our time minimum is for tonight's action, as I'll get it in just ever so slightly. Nice if I had it on hand as Prying Stingray pulls the pin. He's in the pit lane here for his first pit stop. So it is a 4-lap time minimum as well for these races. So it looks like Stingray is electing for, he could be electing a 2-stop here, as Smeg in the pit lane, as was KD, Candy Cane, and the Stone Towel. You know, I did say curving. I hope I did. So the first car to stop is Prying Stingray. He is now on the medium tyre. Now, does Ridwan try and stretch this thing for as long as he can, and just use the mediums for as little time as he can, and just gap this field? He's got a very comfortable margin, 5.8 seconds to Honourably Airborne. Well, I'm just going to call him Airborne. I don't think there's any need for the Honourably there. But yeah, nearly 6 seconds to gap between Ridwan and Airborne. The two FP Autosport boys running first and second. Prezzo will be absolutely delighted with that. He wouldn't be delighted with where his current position is, as BKXI has gotten past Dynamite. Up into third, obviously yet to make their first pit stop, or make their only pit stop, depends who it is. There we have Blocky Rex. He's currently running in P5. Banana Cake Pie in 6th. Bodod in 7th. Here they go side by side. You can't normally fit 2 cars through here. They're going to try. They've given each other a lot of room. Plenty of room, actually, for that matter. And Bodod makes the move up into position number 6. Ridwan, he's going again. Airborne is in. BK has pulled the pin. Blocky stays out, as is Bodod. Banana. Tim-Ant is in the pit lane as well, so 3 cars in. Get off their medium tyres and go to the end on softs. It's very fine between who has to stay stationary for fuel, as Airborne has dropped behind the Smeg and Curving Texas, so the early pit stop has done wonders there for Curving Texas. I think Airborne did have to squirt a little bit of fuel in that thing just to get him home, just to be safe. As we've got a 3-car battle here for P4. Banana Cake Pie and Jamo going side by side through the sweeping left-hander. Now it's going to be 3 wide on the run down the hill, almost 3 wide. Who blinks first? Bodod hangs on, he gets a tank slap, and this could open the door up for Banana and Jamo. Here comes Banana Cake Pie around the outside. This will switch pretty quickly to the inside for the hairpin. Hard under brakes into the hairpin. Racing room given. Now Jamo's going to try and make it 3 wide. Oh, that's a very risky manoeuvre, but Bodod, he's just about to hang on to it. He does. So Bodod stays in P4, runs a couple is in the dirt. Banana in 5th and Jamo in 6th. Ridwan is going again, so he is playing it long. Dynamite has pulled the pin. as does Botton. So the two Kennedy Motorsport boys have pulled the pin. He is prying Stingray. He is 19 seconds off the lead of the motor race. And yeah, he is going for the two-stop. Almost certainly going for the two-stop here. Because he is yet to use his medium tyres. Interesting to see where he funnels out in comparison to Ridwan, who is going to one stop here. But Ridwan just looks like he's doing it easy. Blocky, he's 12 seconds off the lead of the race. Also yet to make a pit stop, as has Banana Cake Pie, who is currently running in position number 3. Jamo, he's running a very excellent P4, and Stingray, obviously, first car to make a pit stop, 19 seconds off the lead of the race. I'm not sure exactly what the transit time is for these cars around this track. They just take the tyres without fuel, I do suspect. He does have 2 seconds of penalty. Does need to... He's going to need to work them off over the course of this stint. Ridwan goes again. Blocky, what does he do? He was thinking about it, but no, he goes yet another lap as Jamo has made a mistake in the background, and that opens the door for Stingray to move up in the 4th. So Stingray moves up into P4, Jamo drops into 5th, yet to make a pit stop, of course. Smeg and Airborne going toe-to-toe here. Airborne could do his teammate a massive favour by overtaking the Smeg here and putting him further down the pack. The Smeg runs wide. What can Airborne do? He's in the slipstream of the Aston. What? Can he pull a move? He's going to try and get side by side with the Smeg. Hard under brakes into the sweeping left-hander. The Smeg holds on for now, but Airborne is chewing on the rear end of that Aston. He's got an overlap. This is an opportunity for him. He gets the move. He gets the position. He moves up into 6th. The Smeg down into 7th. Makes it just a little more uncomfortable for the Smeg. Now, how far away is Ridwan? He's 18 seconds off the lead of the race here. Now, do we see a bit of team orders here, and Stingray just being let pass by Banana Cake Pie? You would almost suspect that Banana would just let him go here. For the team, nope, Banana's gonna just park it on the middle of the apex. But he does lose the position in the end, and Banana does come into the pit lane as well, so 18 seconds gap between Ridwan and Stingray. So 2 different strategies, 2 very different ways of going as fast as you can. It is still a tall order to gain 18 seconds on Ridwan here as well. So it's a battle of the strategies. It always has been here in Project 1 GT. Always good to see. Always great to see how different drivers think about, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. And to answer your comment, Viper, yes, one of your boys is running P2. He's yet to make a pit stop, however, but rest assured that BMW is very fast as Ridwan skates it in on the rear brakes into the hairpin. So Ridwan coming in any tick of the clock. The question is, does he have to squirt fuel in that thing? Hard on the brakes and on the power on the exit of the final corner, and Ridwan will go for another lap. 14 seconds of gap between Blocky and Ridwan at the front of the field. Then you got 17.5 seconds between Ridwan and prying Stingray. We're going to go for a quick run through the order at the moment. So Ridwan, Blocky, Stingray, Jamo in 4th, the Smeg in 5th, and there's a little bit of a bottleneck here between Airborne Texas and BK. So, should be very interesting as Jamo finally pulls the pin. Dynamite, he is currently running in position 8. Bodod in 9th. The Stone Tower, he's inside the top 10. Has made his pit stop. Tim-Man, he's in 11th. Candy Cane is in 12th. KD is in 13th. Banana Cake Pie is in 14th. So he's had the drama there, or is just coming. Oh no, he did just come in a lap or so ago, but Ridwan is 15th, and thanks for the intel as well, Viper. Nah, SLS is sweet on fuel, says Mr. Viper Z, so I don't think I'm going to question Viper. I don't think anyone can. Thank you for the information. 17 seconds, now down to 16 seconds between the two. As Ridwan comes up to the final corner, I think he does need to pit this lap to keep within the tyre minimum. And he does. So where does he come out in comparison to Stingray? Because it's 17 seconds and Blocky does need to make a pit stop as well. We're going to stay on board here with Prying Stingray. Where does Ridwan come out in comparison? Ridwan's just exiting now. Just on the track map there. It's tight. 3.2 seconds is the gap between Prying Stingray and Ridwan. So I think it might have been a timing. Just check the. Not quite sure if we can see exactly what he's done there, but anyway, it's 2.5 seconds the gap between the two of them at the front. Can Stingray hunt him down, or will Ridwan get yet another win and claim his 13th victory of the season? The Smeg, he's currently running in 5th. That is exactly where he needs to be. It's more than enough of where he needs to be to make the title go to another race. After this race, we will sadly lose Bodod1, who is going off to bounce a ball, I do believe. It's either this race or race 2, but we do have a very well-equipped reserve ready and waiting. It by the name of Roscoe Arm, who gets a run at Kennedy Motorsport after having a run with FP Autosport earlier in the season. He gets a run with Kennedy Motorsport, so very keen to see what Mr. Roscoe Arm can do in that Subaru. Nice little battle hotting up here for position number 3, but we've also got a battle hotting up for the front, but we will stick for the final place on the podium. Airborne, currently running in 3rd for FP Autosport. This would be exactly what the Stone Tower would have wanted. At Curving, Texas, he's hunting him down. The Smeg, he's in 5th. BK, he's 6th. Dynamite, 7th. Bodod, 8th. Tim at 9th. And the Stone Tower rounds out your top 10. So all 3 of the FP Autosport boys inside the top 10. And 2 of them on the podium. 2/10 for the second between Airborne and Curving, Texas. So Stingray, he's currently running in 2nd. So very interesting to see if he can try and close up on Ridwan, but his tyres will be very old indeed. Whereas Ridwan, it just looks like he's doing it easy. Airborne's not doing it easy, that's for certain. He's currently running a very good race, a very strong start to his full-time career here at FP Autosport. It is, and only till the end of the season, but Stone Tower reckoned he couldn't do any worse than what he had in that car. Check the gap at the end of the lap. With 2 laps to go, it will be around 2 seconds the margin. 2.19 to be exact. So, can Ridwan hold on? You reckon he will be able to hold on from Prying Stingray? He does have fresher tyres, albeit mediums, but we know Stingray's a very fast driver. He won't give up at all as the battle for 3rd hots up. Curving, Texas, right under the rear wing of Airborne here in the 38 car in the SLS. Very much a boat through here, and that Lexus is very nice turns, very well indeed. Oh, Airborne makes a slight little error over the curbs, gets a little crossed up, but does hang on to third for now. So Airborne driving a very nice race indeed for FP Autosport, and I can guarantee you the Stone Tower will be very pleased with his performance. The Smeg in 5th. So currently, if we were to have a look at the championship standings, plus it would be provisionally, and this is provisionally by the way, Airborne does have the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 1 minute 32.778. As we will come, we're about 1 lap to go. Pro Extreme Road drops a couple wheels in the dirt but keeps the rolling speed up. One lap to go for Ridwan. It's been yet another impressive performance from the guy you would argue is the champion in waiting, really. He's so close, he can almost touch this championship, but not done yet. The new gap would be 510 points with Airborne currently getting the 5 points for the fastest lap, which will be absolutely key, but the battle for 5th ain't done yet. This could really shake things up. The Smeg, he's hanging on to an extra 6 points. That would make, if he does drop down into 6th, that would make it 516. Airborne looks like he's shaking off Curving Texas. But at the front, Ridwan just looks unflappable. Currently leading this race and has got it very easy indeed. Stingray has pushed him all the way, but it looks like Ridwan will get the chockies here in race 1 of 3 tonight. So you got 3 races, you got 3 times here, you got more action, and there's 2 more races after this. So plenty to stay tuned to. Prying Stingray's now got to burn 2.8 seconds of his penalties, but out of the final corner, Ridwan has done it yet again. 13th win of the season, and now he can taste this championship. Yet again, Ridwan wins. Prying Stingray finishes in 2nd. Curving Texas will get 3rd. At the end of it, Airborne will come 4th. BK in 5th, and the Smeg loses 5th at the Death Dynamite. Should be in 7th. Bodod finishes in 8th. Timmy in 9th, and Blocky finishes inside the top 10. Banana Cake Pie in 11th. Candy Cane in 12th. KD in 13th. Nope, the Stone Tower will come 13th rather. KD 14th, and Jamo will bring up the rear. So that makes it 516 points, and I do believe this is now a reverse. I think it's a reverse grid race. I'm not entirely sure. But that's 516 points the gap between Ridwan and the Smeg, and the Smeg has now got to go for broke here. And if we minus 105, 425 is now the required gap. Basically, the Smeg's got to win this race. And it's current 516. That's 425. I'm doing the quick maths. Pretty much what's got to happen here is Ridwan just has to finish. That is all that is now required for Ridwan to win this championship. He has got this almost. I'm not going to put the mockers on him just yet. As we'll head back to track, I do believe we're going to have a quick little break here in between the races. Let us know what you thought of that race. I thought it was a great race, and Bodod has left us for tonight. So thanks Bodod for racing. We have got Roscoe Arm coming in, and there are some accusations I'm looking here that Airborne may have been hit with the bumper going into the final corner, so Curving Texas may have to answer to the stewards here. You never know. As we look at this fine lineup of motor cars. And Roscoe Arp has joined the room, so we have got our 15th driver. Everyone is now ready to go, almost. I do believe we're just waiting on what this race format is. For the second race of the evening. And just got confirmation from BK, Project 1 owner. We love you, BK. That we have got, it's reverse grid race time, boys! So, your pole sitter will be Jamo. Jamo will start from pole position for this race. KD starts in KD will start second and Prezzo will start third. Obviously, Roscoe Arm will start last for the race, having just, I think, yeah, I do believe he is starting last tonight for this race. So yeah, Roscoe Arm currently, he will start in position number 15 after just coming in to fill in for Bodod. Alright, now the grid order has been set and all these fine chaps have now got to enter, and we do have a 5-minute break now, so we will be back in 5 minutes. I'll be back after just a little quick break here. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Project 1 eSports GT3 Championship Season 4, round number 11. Race 2 here from Kyoto, and we are back after a little break there. Just got the 1 minute signal command from BK, so we will be racing the race about to start in just under 10 seconds time. That lobby name cracks me up. Banana once again, being a smartass. Anyway, Jumbo, KD, Stone Tower, Candy Game, Banana Cake Pie, that's your top 5. Roscoe Arm in for Bodod, he's starting from last. As the revs rise, the light sequence begins. 3, 2, 1, we're away for race 2. Jumbo gets a good start, the Stone Tower gets the best of the front 3. But Jumbo will lead into turn 1. The Stone Tower just a little bit. Oh, makes a little bit door-to-door contact, wheel-to-wheel contact. Might I add, actually. There, so KD hangs on the second. The Stone Tower in third. Speaking with the Stone Tower in between the races, just complaining of just lack of pace in general. Struggling for all-round pace, but Jumbo leads. Viper, if you're still watching, one of your boys is at the front. Stone Tower shows the nose and he gets into second. And that's Candy Cane. He's hit the fence and Kane is in the wall. And has got right front damage. Roscoe, he's staying out of the trouble at the back. Anyway, the Stone Tower right under the rear wing of Jumbo. Does he want to make a move on Jumbo? As they head into the hairpin for the first time in race 2, Banana Cake Pie sends it from a long way back. Ridwan, he's staying out of trouble. The Speg, he's up to 8th. Well, he's down to 8th. Actually, yeah, up. He's up. He's up. Just the 1 position or so. Struggling a little bit for Maths on the run. Anyway, Jumbo will come back to lead lap number 1. So a very good start there from the Revo satellite driver, and the Revo boys are running up front. Here comes the Stone Tower using the power of that SLS. We know how good it is, and he's going to be later on the brakes than Jumbo, and Prezzo takes the lead. What can he do at the front now? He has started on the softer compound of tyres. Oh, Jumbo drops a couple wheels in the dirt, but the Stone Tower leads for, I don't know what time it is this season, but he once again is leading and at the front of a motor race where he thinks he belongs, and many would argue that's where he does belong. Quickly run through the field. Jumbo in second, Banana Cake Pie in third, KD in fourth, Dynamite in fifth, Blocky in sixth. Pardon me, the Smeg in seventh, Kirby Texas in eighth. Ridwan is up to ninth and gets past BK. No, he doesn't. Right now, he just has to finish it. The championship is his. But Prime Stingray's going to put the nose in there. Oh, skating ever so much on the rear brakes. Ridwan just tries to stay out of trouble here, really. Dimit, he's in 12th, Ridwan down to 11th. Roscoe is currently in 13th. Airborne does have engine damage, so he's had a crash from earlier in the lap. That is not good for FP Autosport and the team's championship after having such a strong race one. It is less than ideal. The Stone Tower leads. He's got a 1.1 second margin over Jamo at the start of lap number 3. As they go hard under brakes into turn 1. So decent start here from the Stone Tower. He was complaining of a lack of pace in that first race. Jamo, he's running in second. Both these men on the medium tyres, so that probably does explain a bit of Prezzo's extra pace, but he's trying to make a gap whilst he can and just lead this race. Maybe just get a bit of confidence up in that SLS. Just in some clean air as he runs it just ever so deep, but he does keep the rolling speed up. But this is probably good for him. Just get a bit of confidence up for race number 3. As they're going, I don't know how many abreast they were going, nearly 4 abreast. Project Stingray sends it from a long way back. Even Kirby Texas side by side, the season 1 champion. And they make a little bit of contact, and Stingray moves up into 8th, and Kirby Texas does pick up a little penalty for his troubles for going to the grass. BK sends it, gets past Ridwan. Now, what can Ridwan do? Does he try and fight back? Or does he just settle and pick his points and maybe just take over the championship? I think he might just go, and he's going to go all guns blazing here. Back to the front, nearly 2 seconds the gap between Stone Tower and Jamo. Dynamite, he's up at the 3rd. Stone Tower is the first of the medium runners. Blocky, he's the second of your... Stone Tower, rather, is the first of your soft runners. And Blocky Rex is the second of your soft runners. Your leading medium runner is Jamo. As Jamo, just as I mentioned his name, just drops a couple wheels in the dirt. How do you like that? Oh, Blocky, aggressive over the curbs. And Dynamite's just gonna get, probably, they're gonna go side by side here. They touch, just a little bit. Hard under brakes, or who blinks first? I think it's gonna be Jamo. He's gonna have to yield the position, so Jamo is now down into 3rd. Dynamite in the 2nd. He's going to go after the Stone Tower if he can, who is on soft tyres, and time minimum is now over at the end of this lap. You can come and ditch your tyres and get your other tyres. That's what you can now do. So it'll be interesting to see who plays a card first here. Just who comes in early, who will show their hand with the strategy. It's 3 races tonight, so effectively you can mess up the first 2 races, figure out your strategy for the final, and everyone will be on the perfect strategy in theory by the end. 2.5 second lead. The Spec, Ridwan, Kirby, Texas, pretty much everyone who's ever driven a GT3 car is in the pit lane. So the Spec, KD, Curving, BK, Stingray, Ridwan, all of them are in the pit lane, and the 2 championship protagonists are in the pits. Ridwan is service, he is out. He comes out, he's right behind the Spec, that's where he likes him. So can the Spec just gap him? He needs the hope for a modern miracle here. He's going to win this championship. I think he would, even he would concede that his championship hopes, unfortunately, just fading away. Slowly drifting away for him, unfortunately, for the Smeg, but credit where credit's due. He's been an absolutely fantastic championship contender this season, and will no doubt, after last season's horrors in the Atenza, he will be back up the front next season with the full reset, and we cannot wait for that in season number 5 with draft night. That will be an interesting prospect. Pretty much all the drivers are free agents coming in, going into next season. Everyone's contracts expire, and it is draft night. Who will sign for where? Who has the budget to sign and pick up the big names? And who will be left with some maybe not so recognisable names, but some very good drivers indeed. Everyone in this field, very good. As the level of talent goes up, the quality of this field continues to grow as we continue to expand here at Project One. If you're a GT sport fan and are looking to get possibly involved in some GT3 racing, flick us a message. We'll be happy to get you involved at Project One. Back to the front, the Stone Tower. 2.6 seconds up the road from Blocky Rex. Make that 2.5. So might have made a little mistake. And this is the battle we all want to see. It's Blocky versus Banana. The child versus, well, the man who constantly calls him a child. As the Stone Tower has made a mistake there, just ever so slightly, so drop backs into the clutches of Blocky and Banana Cake Pie. So yeah, he has dropped. He's pretty much hemorrhaged a second this lap. That's the Stone Tower. So just made a little error there, but as he makes another error, but does keep the thing rolling. Yeah, he's dropped down to 1.5 seconds. So dropped about half a second there throughout that entire corner sequence as his front tires just slowly just drain away. He might be in this lap, you may think. He may just need to settle here, just not throw this race away here. He's very competitive at the moment, and no one pits. No, Banana does pit. So Banana Cake Pie, BCPRD team principal. Roscoe up, he's running a very fine race in, well, it's his first race for the night, first race for a while, first time in the Subaru. As he sets his personal best lap of the race. This is tightened up at the top, the Stone Tower and Blocky Rex. 1.2 seconds is the gap. So can Blocky try and overtake Prezzo before the pit stop sequence for both these men? The gap between the first car to make a pit stop, I do believe, it's about, yeah, it's a 15 second gap here, so between Dynamite and the Stone Tower. Stone Tower does need to use a set of mediums. So he may struggle to hold on as Dynamite's struggling to hold on just a little bit there, and BK's now going to sense a move. Old Kirby Texas got just held up ever so slightly there. What can BK do? Hard under brakes into the hairpin. Doesn't make the move. Ridwan has dropped, so where is he actually? Can't see him. I may have missed him. No, Ridwan is the first car to make a pit stop. I did miss him. That just completely went over my head. So 12 seconds the gap between what was Ridwan and the Stone Tower. Now the Stone Tower is in for his compulsory pit stop. And the Stone Tower's gone. And he will just about come out behind. Yeah, he does. He comes out ever so slightly behind his teammates, so effectively P2. But he will lose that position to Dynamite, and I think Curving Texas for good measure as well. As I go through the S's on lap 8. As the Stone Tower just gets sent into the grass there and picks up a penalty for his trouble, so I don't think he'll be too impressed with Curving Texas driving there after being so critical of KD last week. Curving Texas is having a bit of a, not having the best of nice driving wise, and Prezzo gets, I don't know if he got pushed there. It did look like he got a little bit of a shove there from the spec, so he's getting absolutely swamped. So a good result that was beckoning for the Stone Tower, just it may not end up that way in the end. But he has been swamped. We will go back to Blocky. See what he can do. It's about 10 seconds. It is a 10-second margin. Actually, not about. It is 10 seconds on the dot. Now it's 9.9. 9 seconds. And Blocky nearly loses it on the curb. His tyre's looking very much worse for wear. But here is Ridwan on course. for the championship. Roscoe Arm, he is going a very long distance on those medium tyres, so probably going for some fresher tyres towards the end of the race. Here is your champion in waiting, and if everything goes the same way, Red One will be your Season 4 champion and deliver FP Autosport their first ever Drivers' Champion. Lap 9, 8 seconds between him and Blocky, between the front two. Roscoe running very nicely up inside the top 3 at the moment. Yet to make a pit stop, obviously, but still very good effort nonetheless. It's Curving Texas and Dynamite going to town here. They got same battle to try and get past Roscoe here. Roscoe just causing a little bit of a bottleneck, but he's got both his Kennedy Motorsport teammates here, so might be able to help out his drivers. Oh, BK runs into him. So he made a mistake at a crucial moment there, and it's just might have cost his team owner just a little bit there. Whereas the Stone Tower, he's dropped down to 12, so he has lost all his rhythm after getting swamped on the way on his outlap. Very nice battle here, forming up in the mid to lower pack. It is the battle for third, essentially. Oh, pretty much running a line of stern, and Blocky comes into the pit lane, and that means one thing, and one thing only. Red One takes the lead of the race, and he's got 5 laps until he is the Project 1 GT Season 4 champion, and Roscoe Arm does pull the pin as well. He's into the pit lane. If he does win, it will be his 14th win of the season, further extending his record and moving to within 1 of Crying Stingray, who sits second with 15, and Bodod obviously at the front. I think it's 17 or something. 17 wins. But Red One is running very well up the front. Let's focus on this battle for second here. Dynamite and Curving Texas. Then you've got the Smega Gallant, valiant effort in 4th. Tim Ant in 5th. BK in 6th. Banana Cake by 7th. Stingray 8th. KD 9th. Blocky rounds out top 10. Jamo on 11th. The Stone Tower, Roscoe Arm, Airborne, and Candy Kane rounds out your whole field. So this is critical for Team Max Speed. They've clawed back a decent amount of points here. What can they do in this team championship battle? Because that's really all we can now focus on. I would say after about 4 and a bit laps time, is everyone's focus will switch to, alright, team's championship. To be fair, Red One is doing everything he can for FP Autosport, pretty much by winning every race he turns up to at the moment. Four laps to go for Red One. 5.5 seconds between him and Dynamite as the battle between Dynamite and Curving heats up ever so slightly. Curving within a 10th and a half of Dynamite. Make that 1.2 tenths, 1.3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 tenths of a second now. Pretty much going through all the numbers that you can possibly go through. The Smeg in 4th, he's got Tim Ant behind him, he's got BK as well in tow, he's in 6th. So a very nice battle here between these 3 for 4th, and if something goes wrong, they can maybe snare a podium. So what can Tim Ant do here? Will he try and overtake his team boss, or will he just fall in and just hold on to the position? There's a chance for Curving. Ooh, not really. I thought it might have been, but no, it wasn't in the end. What can Curving Texas and the Smack do to maybe unseat Dynamite here on the second place on the podium as they head on? They start lap 12. Red One's already on lap 12. 3 laps to go. Curving's going to try and move. He's going to get him. He gets past Dynamite into turn 1, and he takes the low line. Curving Texas, great overtake. Uses slipstream on Dynamite and slingshot straight into second. Now he's gapped him here by a few tenths. Now can the Smeg get him? There's a little bit of contact, and that opens the door up for Tim-Man. So Tim-Man, he's now running in third on the podium. This is good for Team Max Speed in the team's championship, as I think that was Brian Stingray moving up into 7th ahead of Dynamite. So Dynamite's had a shocking run of corners there. Now the question here is, does Tim have anything for Curving Texas, or does the Smeg have anything for his teammate? Does Banana have something for a podium? Does BK have a chance at a podium? There's still 2 and a bit laps to go, as Ridwan's just about to start, coming into the final corner here. Start 2 laps to go for him, and 2 laps until he is Project 1 champion. Up through the gears. 2 to go. Here comes Curving. Tim, the Smeg. He's about 8 tenths off. They're both about 8 to 9 tenths off. Or average 8 tenths. The gap from Tim to the car ahead and car behind. But Banana Cake Pie is right under the rear wing of the Smeg. Does he try and overtake through these S's? We know Banana Cake Pie didn't have the best of times in the Jag here last season, and he's gonna make the move. And I think Stingray did bump the Smeg there, so bit of contact between the drivers, bit of a lump tap, nothing too serious. But Banana Cake Pie moves up to 4th, car 4, he's in number 4, he's in P4. Now BK is running in 6th, does he have anything there for the 2 ahead of him, or it doesn't appear to be so. The Smeg, he's currently in 7th, that down in 7th rather. Got a great little battle here hotting up for P2, but we are gonna focus on Ridwan for this last lap in a bit, as he will come up to the hairpin for the final time. Candy Cane getting out of the way for the second last time rather. He will start the final lap. Car 14. Here we go, last lap for Ridwan. What hasn't been said about this man? This man started at Dragon Trail this season, where he absolutely dominated, won both races. He won the first 4 races of the season until Stingray unseated him. He won at Le Mans, the Circuit La Sarthe, for the first endurance round of the championship. He has won 13 races, the record for any driver in any season. He won Bathurst, he won the Crown, arguably with one of the Crown dual races to win here at Project 1. You want to win Bathurst or the Nordschleife. Unfortunately, he couldn't complete the Triple Crown there and win all 3 races, just like Boddard had done previously in the last 3 seasons. Through the S's. Very little chicane rather for the final time in race 2. We've still got 1 more race to go, but Ridwan is putting the nail in the coffin of his competitors and is going to wrap up the championship earlier than we've ever seen before here in Project 1 GT. Absolutely dominant display from Car 14 and FP Autosport are about to bring home their first ever Drivers' Champion as he comes into the final corner. Ridwan F1, the bloke from Western Australia, is going to win race 2 here in Kyoto. He is your season 4 champion. Ridwan gets it done. Ridwan is the champion. Tim-Man's going to get second off Curving Texas. So Tim does, he gets second. Curving Texas comes home 3rd. Banana Cake Pie in 4th. BK in 5th. Stingray 6th. The Smeg, valiant effort in 7th. Dynamite, Blocky, Jamo rounds out your top 10. KD, Roscoe, Airborne. The Stone Tower, he has had an absolute shocker. After starting towards the front, he will end up 14th. He has had a shocking round thus far. He does have 1 more race to redeem himself Airborne comes home 13th after a very good opening race, but will start towards the front for the final race of the night, race 3. And here comes the Stone Tower. Candy Cane finished 1 lap down in 15th position. Here comes the Stone Tower. He's going to scale in on the rears. Whips that wheel. I don't know if he knows yet, but his team has just won their first ever Drivers' Championship. That will soften the blow of finishing 14th. But the Stone Tower rounds out your field, or Candy Cane rounds out your field. But there are the results on the scoreboard there. And Ridwan is your Season 4 champion. So we are done for race number 2, Rob. Yeah, race 2. We've still got one more race to go. We've got about five or so minute break, and we'll be back. But that's the championship done, essentially. Ridwan wins your Drivers' Championship. And is now the Season 4 champion. 4th different champion in as many seasons. He joins the likes of Curving Texas, Bodod, Lunacy, and now you can add Ridwan. Kennedy Motorsport with 2 drivers. I think it's 2 drivers championships. I'll have to actually... I should have done my facts. Curving Texas was driving for the... Yes, Kennedy Motorsport with 2 championships. And reverse grid race for this. But yeah, congratulations to Ridwan F1. He is your Season 4 champion. Anyway, we will be back shortly for the final race of tonight. Stay tuned. Oh no. Oh dear, I thought something was gonna, yeah, we could. Anyway, welcome back to Project 1 GT Season 4, round number 11. We've got race 3 coming up here. It is the reverse grid from race 2. And we have got these idiots in the chat. Oh god. I don't know if they even remember that I'm actually streaming, and that some of us actually some of us might be streaming their POVs. Anyway, we have got Candy Cane starting from pole position. Then you got the Stone Towel starting from second, and Airborne will round out your top 3. So, be interesting to see what the Stone Tower can do. He faded massively in that second race. See if he goes for the medium tyres. We're going to actually have a quick look at everyone's start tyres. And you bet your bottom dollar he is on the soft, medium compound of tyres. It's very difficult to concentrate with these idiots. Just typing in the chat. Oh my god. That cross is bleeped. Well, just, yeah, anyway. Enough of that. We've got race 3 coming up here from Project 1 Parent Beats and Blockies permission slip here, live from Kyoto, as we get ready for the grid. So, Kane, Stone Tower, Airborne, Roscoe, and KD, that's your top 5. As we will build up to the 5 lights. 2, 3, 2, 1, and they're off! Kane gets a very good start from pole position, as does the Stone Tower in second. Honorably Airborne, he's currently in third. On the run down to turn 1, the Stone Tower, he's going to stick the nose in! Asserts his authority on Candy Cane. He takes the front line, takes the front position rather. So Stone Tower, he's got the lead on the run. Yes, for the first time. FP Autosport running first and third. Roscoe, he's in 4th. KD in 5th, as it's a massive cluster in the mid-pack. Roscoe, he's in 5th. Jamo in 6th. Blocky. Then you got Prying Stingray as well. Then you got Dynamite in 9th. And oh, Blocky and Banana, touch! Coming back onto the track, and there is no damage, thankfully, to report. Back to the front, the Stone Tower takes the lead. Airborne, he's currently on the soft compound of tyres, so Prezzo just might look to let him go here and just let him run. Left indicator was on, I do believe. Oh, he's going to slot back in. 3 wide through the middle there, at the back of that pack. Roscoe just getting shuffled out, and KD's just put him onto the grass. That is not ideal for Roscoe. So KD just being a bit, probably needs to pull his head in a little bit there after that. And we saw what he did last week there with curving Texas on the run up at a Tokyo Expressway. So probably just needs to a bit more heads up driving. Anyway, Airborne leads the race from the Stone Tower. Then you got Candy Cane in 3rd. Then you've got Jamo in 4th, yes. Then you got Prying Stingray, he's on the soft compound of tyres, so he's going for broke early. He knows he can get a race win here. Everyone's had 2 races to try and optimise their pit stop strategy here. What can they do? Here's Dynamite in 6th, KD behind him, and Banana Cake by. So we'll have a look here at Prying Stingray. He's going to show the nose at Jamo. And he gets the job done. So a good move there for Prying Stingray. Up in the 4th. That's the 2 FP Autosport Mercedes running 1st and 2nd. The Stone Tower just skates it in on the brakes. That BMW's looking very strong here. Candy Cane having an excellent race thus far. Has had a tendency thus far this season when he starts at the front in the reverse grid races to unfortunately hit the fence. It's not ideal for him, not ideal for Revo Satellite, but it's great to see him just out of trouble and running towards the front. Flying Stingray, he's got so much pace as he runs it just into the grass. Testing out the rallycross capabilities of the Lexus RCF prototype from 2016. Nice slide. Oh, he must know he's on stream. Flying Stingray, he must know that I'm demonstrating his, well, showing his car, so he's just going to demonstrate to the good people what that Lexus can do as the Sotail's going to send it at turn 1. He gets past Candy Cane, one of the last of the late breakers. I think it must be a prerequisite to sign with FP Autosport. Candy Cane gets shoved out just ever so slightly into the grass. Prezzo doing a very good job of defending his position once he got it. Candy Cane is currently running inside the top 3. Good start for him. Prying Stingray. He is going to pry. Get the pun there. He's going to try to pry up on the back of Candy Cane. Sorry for the cough, ladies and gentlemen. It's not COVID. Jamo, he's got Dynamite Rather in 5th. Jamo in 6th. Banana Cake Pie in 7th. And BK's in 8th as we go. Ride. We're going to follow Banana Cake Pie here, who just about get past Jamo, and Jamo makes just the tiniest of mistakes and costs him a couple positions. Flying Stingray is going to go up into 3rd, but Candy Cane's going to do this old switcheroo. The switchback, can he pull it off? He's not on the right side of the road. Flying Stingray does have the soft compounded tyres, so he will be able to just drive it, get to the throttle a little bit early, just have a little bit extra grip. Anyway, the Stone Tower, he's currently running in 2nd. But you got Airborne, who's gapped the Stone Tower by 4.5 seconds. About 4.5 seconds, 4.3 to be exact. 4.285 to be exact. So Stone Tower in 2nd. Flying Stingray in 3rd. About 6 tenths. 5 tenths for a second, mate, that. These guys seem hell bent on making me look like an idiot when I'm saying the gap. They just keep chopping and changing in between the microsectors. Around the track, and Stingray's right. He's closed right up on the Stone Tower here. He's gonna make him go around the long way here rather. And Stingray puts the bumper to him, moves him up out of the way. And these two racing very hard, but very fair indeed. And they're banging doors. Watch these idiots is later on the brakes up. Oh, that's Flying Stingray. So Stingray up into 2nd. Stone Tower, he's in 3rd. Candy Cane, he's in 4th. And Dynamite rounds out your current top 5. All of this is let Airborne just run away at the front. The Stone Tower's going to get the position back. But he does burn a bit of his penalty there just to make the move there. But 6.5 seconds. Airborne has absolutely gapped the pair of them. Now the time minimum, as it has been for the last couple of races, it is the same here again in race number 3. So expect to see some drivers come in and get rid of their medium compound or soft compound tyres, depending. What's your poison? What's your strategy? Stone Tower, Dynamite's the first to blink. As does KD, Jamo. Now I'll run through the entire grid that's come in. Grid 1. Tim, Roscoe, Jamo, Dynamite, KD, and Lockie. They are the drivers who have decided that enough is enough and to get a fresh set of tyres. Here's Flying Stingray, 6.5 seconds behind Honorably Airborne. For the BCPRD driver, what can he do? Can he try and close up to Airborne here, or is that just maybe a bridge too far for our Stingray friend? So you've got obviously 2 different strategy ideals here. It's to come in as soon as the pit stop window opens, or run as long as you possibly can. So 2 schools of thought going on here. You are seeing a couple of guys splitting the race in half, just getting the most out of both their tyre sets. But the 2 main schools of thought here are to come in early or come in late. That is what we have seen tonight. Airborne is absolutely running away with it. He is driving very much away from the rest of this field, driving away from Stingray. So very interested to see what he can do here. How much he can gap Stingray here. Both of them on the same, I'd say, on the same strategy. Stone Tower, does he pull the pin now and get onto his soft compounded tyres? We have seen that is probably the way to go. So Stone Tower, does he come in? Yeah, he does. As does Kane. Kane is also in the pit lane. And the Smeg stays out. So 2 drivers in the pit lane. We're going to watch the FP Autosport boys go to work. And the Stone Tower comes out ahead of Dynamite. It does have left front damage, so, and front aero damage as well for that matter, so it's less than ideal. But the Stone Tower is the first of your cars to make a pit stop, and he's actually ahead of Ridwan. The Stone Tower ahead of Ridwan. Hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The Stone Tower is your effective leader of the race. 24 seconds behind Airborne at the moment, so interesting to see how much he can close up to him. So this could be a very nice battle between the teammates here. Airborne will be looking to get a win here. Make it 3 out of 3 for FP Autosport. Just as I'm mentioning him, he drops 2 wheels in the dirt there, but does hang on to it. Hangs on to his race lead, but he might need a change of underpants after that one. Surprising Stingray is currently in P2. BK is in 3rd. Curving Texas in 4th. Banana Cake Pie and the Smeg. All top 6 yet to make a pit stop. The first car to make a pit stop, that's the Stone Tower. So this is really hotting up now for the team's championship. I haven't done the numbers for tonight. I'm going to let good friend BKXI, he'll be the man to do the numbers for me. Great man that he is. But Banana Cake Pie has pulled the pin as well, just while we were waffling on a little bit there, but he's come in, squirts a little bit of fuel in the car, and heads out, and comes out in 11th, but the child and Jabba are going to get past him, so I don't think he'll be particularly pleased about that, little Banana Cake Pie, but he does come out in 13th. Anyway, we're going to go right back to the front. Airborne. Oh, he's gapped Stingray 7.8 seconds. Very convincing margin here for Airborne. He is running away with this one. But still, as we must remember, yet to make a pit stop. Stone Tower hasn't gained any ground on him, unfortunately, so he will need to make the most of his soft tyres to try and catch up to Airborne, but it's looking arguably it's looking very good for FP Autosport at the moment. To make it quite possibly a 1-2-3 finish if the cards obviously fall into place. Surprising Stingray here is yet to make a pit stop, but here comes Airborne and he will go again. Here's Stingray. He does need to use the medium, so he's running long on his soft tyres, and here's one of the up 2 schools of thought. He comes in and splits his tyre strategy pretty evenly here. So, and Ridwan has got past the Stone Tower, so current 2 cars that are currently effectively leading this motor race, and the 4th fuel consumption of that Lexus has cost Stingray badly there. He's come out. He is probably going to come out behind Candy Cane here. If Candy Cane can just hold his nerve here and just try and round him up around the outside. Oh, nah, just couldn't quite do it there, so Candy Cane drops in behind Dynamite there. T-Man in 10th. So, the fuel situation has cost Crying Stingray absolutely dearly there, actually. So, that was less than ideal for BCPRD, but more than ideal for FP Autosport here. So, both those 2 fine gentlemen running 1st and 2nd effectively, and they've got their man Airborne running up front, and Airborne just making a couple of mistakes here as his tyres wear, but he does have a decent margin over Ridwan, 24.5 seconds there, so he does need to come out. He does need to come out again on the medium tyres. He is yet to use that specific compound. We do obviously running 2 compounds here in Project 1 GT. There is a tyre minimum because back in the days we used to have guys just do 1 lap on the mediums and come in. Now there's a bit more strategy to it. You've actually got to use your tyres for more than just 1 lap. We just cracked down on that, and adds a bit more strategy to this. It's a lot more exciting to watch. BKXI, does he come into the pits? No. Curving Texas, does he? No, he doesn't even come in. But the Smeg does. Here comes Smeggy. Airborne comes out, and he is... Oh, he's He's far and away ahead. He's got 10 seconds over Ridwan. He's got 10 seconds over Ridwan. That is huge for Honorably Airborne. So, Ridwan looking for a hat-trick of wins, and Stingray and Frezzo going side by side. And Stingray drops a wheel in the dirt. They're banging doors. I think Frezzo was happy about that one. Looks like Frezzo's found a bit of his aggressiveness again. He's just not putting up with anyone tonight, really. Not putting up with anyone's, what can I say, bollocks. And rubbish, I guess. That is probably the correct term to use. So that is very good to see, actually, because that's probably when he's at his best. Just driving and being an absolute pest to pass. These two are some of the hardest guys to pass. I think you can probably pass kidney stone easy than these two. They don't give their positions up too easily. As Stone Tower kills some bit of penalties, Ridwan decides to just morph into the back of the SLS, creating an all-new supercar. And Flying Stingray does eventually force his way through, so I think the 1, 2, 3 may be out of the question. It's about 8 seconds. It's an 8-second gap between... Not 8 seconds. Yeah, it's about 8 seconds between Airborne and Ridwan. Curving Texas and BKXI yet to make their pit stops. Yeah, as you can see, their tyres are absolutely cooked. Well, have they? I think they actually have made a stop. I think no. Oh, they might have made a stop. Actually, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. That's just a timing glitch. Airborne takes the lead of the race. Yeah, they get to make their pit stops. Sorry, just thought I was fooling myself there a little bit, but anyway, Airborne back in the lead of the race. BK and Curving yet to make their compulsory pit stop. Ridwan, he's currently in 4th. Flying Stingray in 5th. The Stone Tail in 6th. Tim Ant in 7th. Dynamite in 8th. Candy Cane is in 9th. Banana Cake Pro current top 10. Let's go back to Airborne here. Current race leader. And no longer effective race leader. He is the race leader. BKXI just doesn't need to make a pit stop, as does Curving Texas, your Season 1 champion, so... Interested to see where both the two, Car 11 and Car 9 do come out at the end of all this. As they come into the final corner, Airborne just about to start lap 11, and I will presume you would see Car 11 and Car 9, both cars in the pits. Here's Ridwan, he'll move up into 2nd position. But he's got one Flying Stingray just chasing after him here, so not the first time Stingray's chased after Ridwan here this season. I think he's just about to stick a rear bumper of that SLS. FP Autosport, very strong run here for those 3 cars running 1st, 2nd and 4th. Tim Ant could just beam out to make that 1st, 2nd and 5th. But still a very strong showing for all 3 of these cars. Hard under brakes. And oh, he's just gonna struggle ever so slightly as Tim Ant, but Prezzo gives him racing room, and I think he just surrenders. I think he's just surrendered, yeah, just to give Tim the position there. So Tim up in the 4th and Stone Tower down into 5th. Here is Ridwan, currently in P2, 7 seconds behind Airborne, who has got this pretty comfortably at the moment. This would be... I don't want to put the markers on him just yet. I would need to count how many different winners we have had. I don't know how many different winners we had in Project 1 GT. I would have to just have a look at. I'd have to get that stat for you guys next week. But I can give you the stat on how many drivers we've had win this season. We have had Bloodhorde win a race, we've had Stingray win, we've also had Curving Texas, and we've also had the Smeg win, and as well as Ridwan. So 1, 2, 3. We I'm just going to go back to this whilst I do a bit of mental arithmetic and have my brain just turn to mush. We've had 5 winners this season. This could be about to make it winner number 6. Currently in round 11, 1 round to go after tonight. Next week at Laguna Seca. Not sure if we will be doing a live stream or a post comms, but it doesn't matter anyway. The racing will still be just as good. Anyway, here's Airborne. Just about 2.5 laps to go here, just under actually. So he's got this pretty comfortable. There's a 6-second gap between him and Ridwan. I think Ridwan's going to be very content with P2 here. The champion-elect is Stone Tower. And this will really boost his hopes of a championship double here, of a team, not only the team's championship, but also of not only the driver's championship, but also the team's championship. His team's one off. Oh, the Stone Tower has lost it. And just as I was talking team's championship, he's dropped down into 11th, and that is the last thing he would have wanted. Well, he's got about a 16-second gap to KD, so he might just come in and just bolt fresh set of tyres on here if he's got the gap, but it doesn't appear so. But still, it's a big points yield, but they were going to have a massive points yield there on their competitors, Team Max Speed. So that's the last thing that Presso would have wanted. Real unfortunate there for him, even catching that on stream, so tough stuff there, but this is motorsport. Anyway, just copping a bit of a sneezing here. Not really ideal, but anyway. Into the hairpin for the second last time. About 5-second gap between Ridwan and Airborne at the moment. Airborne has controlled this race absolutely perfectly. As we'll come into the final corner, there will be 1 lap to go in race number 3, round 11 here from Kyoto. Very good race here from Airborne and Ridwan as well, coming from the back of the grid once again. Hey, for the second time tonight, just coming from the back. Brian Stingray, he's in 3rd at the moment. Tim-Man, he's in 4th. Banana Cake Pie in 5th. BK is in 6th. Got a little battle, bit of a scrap going on here for 7th. Kirby Texas is going to move up into P7. Dynamite moves down into P8. Lockheed Knight, and this sneezing is absolutely dreadful. I apologise to all the viewers who have to put up with this. I'm just trying to turn my mic off whenever that happens. Into this hairpin for the last time. It's been a fantastic race here from Airborne. Let's try and go the rest of the race without sneezing. Anyway, coming into the final corner, this will be our 6th different winner of the season, and this really boosts FP Autosport's hopes of a team's championship. We'll get it out of the final corner. Airborne's going to do it. He's going to win. He's our 6th different winner. And he wins for FP Autosport. Ridwan in 2nd. Stingray rounds out your podium. Tim and will finish, I think, in 4th. No, that's going to be Banana Cake Pie. No, Tim in 5th. BK in 6th. Curving in 7th. And Dynamite in 8th. The Speg Blocky. Then you got the Stone Tower. After running so strongly, I think he will want to get out of Kyoto as fast as he can. KD is 12th. Yes, he is, and Roscoe 13th. Then you got Jamo and Kane is going backwards. So he's had a tough one there after copying a bit of damage there. Unfortunately, we missed it. But that has been pretty much... We'll wait for Kane to finish unless he's going to go the correct way. No, he's got rear damage. So I think this is just... Now we go. Massive potential from the BMW here for tonight, but unfortunately just haven't been able to deliver, which is the sad part. But just putting on a little demonstration here for the fans, the virtual fans in the stands. And now picks up engine damage for his trouble. So I think BMW may be invoicing him for that engine and all that damage. But anyway, now our stage is cleared up. That's fantastic. About time. Anyway, quick run through your podium. It's Airborne, Ridwan and Stingray, your top three. And Ridwan tonight creating history as Season 4 champion, and he completes the championship double just like Bono did in Season 2. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Airborne is your winner in race 3. Ridwan picks up 2 wins, and the championship is his. So Ridwan, your Season 4 champion, FP Autosport come out tonight very much victorious, and the championship is hotting up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Jackie Perez, and I'll catch you guys next time.